Hello guys, welcome back to Chaos TV's live coverage of LowLandLions versus 4Kings in the Corsair Vengeance Cup. I'm Mattis, joined by Enzi, and we are ready to kick off this second game. I haven't actually logged in yet into the game itself, so I'm hoping I'm not going to miss too much. Oh, there we go, I'm in now. And Enzi, you actually mentioned something which is very true, and I'm going to be interesting to see how this one works out, but due to LowLandLions' build here and their composition, 4Kings only really need to build armor. I mean, there's no out-and-out ability power champions other than if Alistair builds pure ability power and kind of reigns back on some of those support kind of items. Then really 4Kings just need to stick with armor here.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to be interesting to see, if Galio just gets rid of the magic resist and just builds full AP, although he's picked up the cloth armor. Wow. So maybe go an AD Galio?
I am confused as hell, to say the least, as to what's going on right now, but this is going to be interesting if nothing else. This is going to be something slightly different, slightly out of the ordinary for you guys at home watching right now. Hopefully going to be enjoyable. Looks like we are going to have a complete jungle invade from both teams. You've got the blue team of 4Kings going up towards that blue buff. On the opposite side, LowLandLions are pushing towards the red. And I don't think we're going to see any team fights here as such, just more than likely going to be jungle invade, although having said that, Udyr is going to port back, which suggests he's probably going to be solo top and doesn't want to miss out on any of the XP or the farm, and that's exactly what he's going to do. So that will eliminate Udyr being in mid, and I think it's going to be Gangplank mid then, Enzi, against Galio.
It's going to be interesting to see Gangplank up against Galio. Never seen that before. Galio has a nice skin, so I'm going to be supporting him. But I just don't get the cloth armor. I don't know if Galio AD would work. It's like... it's just weird.
I don't think he's going to be on for that. I would be amazed. I mean, he's got 34 ability power right now, so I think he has put his ability power runes on and such. I would be absolutely amazed to see Galio go AD here. But of course... This game is a bit out of the ordinary, so who knows? Maybe they're going to go for a complete mental screw here. But yeah, Gangplank has gone mid. He's going to try and harass Galio as much as he possibly can. He's already taken him down to about half health. And in fact, less than half health. Going to have a team fight at bot lane. Going to get first blood from Ash onto Corki. Taric back onto Alistair. And Taric could go down here, but he has used that flash to go through the wall back to the tower. Going to use his stun. And I think perhaps Shyvana could have picked up the kill onto Nocturne there, but was better safe than sorry. Flashed away herself. So that's going to be 1-for-1 with the first blood coming up from LowLandLions. And straight away, the action is thick and fast, Enzi. Great stuff.
Yeah, it just kind of hit me. Maybe Galio just going for that early armor to try and, make the laning phase a bit easier for him against the likes of Gangplank, but at the moment it looks scary stuff. I mean, he's already got the shield at level 2. Personally, I don't unlock that until about level 3, level 4, so yeah, it's just going to be interesting in mid. Really unorthodox picks,
Indeed, but it goes back to what we said before, that really 4Kings only need to focus on armor. So definitely be expecting to see a lot of Ninja Tabi boots taken from them in this game. Maybe all 5 players will go ahead and take that. But either way, Gangplank is going to be mega strong in mid against Galio. He's not really going to have to worry too much about the damage. He's already getting nice farm there. 19 creep score to Galio's 11, which is a pretty big difference when you consider how early on this game is. However, Shyvana is going to sacrifice that blue for Galio. They did steal the opposition blue, so Shyvana already has her own blue golem around her waist. And now Galio is going to take that himself, which is going to allow him to just spam to his heart's content in that mid against Gangplank. Try and force some pressure and apply it as much as he can. But yeah, 1-1 NC, 700 gold advantage to LowLandLions. Game is well and truly on here.
Absolutely, it's just going to be, it's just going to come down now to the ganks. Obviously, Nocturne's going to have to wait until about level 6. Shyvana can come in and do them ganks, do a bit of harassing, but much prefer with the ultimate as well. But yeah, I don't really know what to say right now, Vince. We're just gonna have to really just wait for them ganks to come in.
Absolutely. I think ganking is going to be a huge integral part of this game, purely on how the teams are faring up against each other. You've got a lot of AD, as you said before, on LowLandLions. On 4Kings, kind of a more conventional approach, I guess. They've got an Italy at top lane with the exhaust and flash. And she has got that cool witch skin as well. You don't see that too much actually, NZ, but nice skin all the same. Bot lane is going to be Corki and Tarek against Ashe and Alistair. Let's have a look at the CS difference there. Ashe has got 24, Corki on 17. So again, a bit of a gap starting to open up there at bot lane. Mid has Galio managed to pull himself back 24 to 40. Answer is a resounding
Wow.
no. Gangplank is farming like an absolute boss right now. And he's going to be going back soon. How much gold does he actually have in his back pocket? He already has 1,142 gold. So when he goes back, he's probably going to complete those boots. And who knows what else he's going to pick up. Probably Wriggle's Lantern. I would expect to see him with something like that. Bot lane, some more action going to go off here. As Alistair and Ashe have been pushed back from Tarek and Corki. And at top lane, let's have a look-see. Nidalee on 34, Udyr on 34. Could not be closer there. But pretty much everywhere else, LowLandLions are ahead right now, NC. That's going to be interesting going into that mid-game period.
That mid lane still in shock, 47 to about 31, and until Gallo gets that chalice or a blue buff, he's pretty much, well, he's got blue buff now, he's pretty much useless at farming, but I think Nocturne's going in for a gank.
He did go in for a gank. He put his Unspeakable Horror onto Galio and forced Galio to pop the flash there. And seeing as Galio is hitting level 6 and has his ultimate up, that was nice, because obviously Galio is incredibly strong with that flash, can just flash ultimate and catch as many players as he possibly can, but he's been forced to take that out of the equation now. 227 seconds remaining on that, so plenty of time before he can use flash again. Dragon, of course, is still standing tall and proud. No one's even attempted to move towards there. The only thing we've seen any kind of action towards Dragon is a ward, and that ward will be from 4Kings. But very slow and steady, Enzi. I mean, apart from that opening couple kills, it has basically been just farm for both teams, especially for Gangplank, who's went back with 57 creep score, has picked up the Phage outright, and comparing that to Galio's on 36 right now, a big difference.
Big difference, but I think Galio is going to kind of speed it up a bit. I mean, he's got the blue buff now, he can kind of spam the Q and E away, get the farm, but he hasn't got the flash now, so he has to be careful. He doesn't want to overextend, and he did just go back and get some magic resist, so he is going for the magic resist kind of build, but he still has that cloth armor. Not completely sure what that's for, though.
Well, it could be for a couple of things. Maybe he's going to go for something like Aegis of Legion a bit later on, which of course Cloth Armor can build towards, or perhaps he's going to go for something a bit quirkier like a Frozen Heart, who knows. But either way, bot lane going to have some action as Gangplank has ultimated down. Alistair, I think, is going to be able to escape, but here comes Gangplank. He's going to push down, he has that Phage, of course, so he's mega strong. Is he going to try and take down that Tarek? Here comes Ashe as well with the volley. I don't think there's going to be any kills. In fact, there will be a kill because Ignite has been put on Tarek. He's doing his best to heal up with a pot and a heal itself, but it's not going to be enough, and Gangplank will get that kill at bot lane. Beautiful gank there. And Nocturne came down as well, just to make sure. So 2 for 1. They're going to get an easy dragon here as well, purely on the basis that Tarek is still out of the equation. Best case scenario would be a 2 versus 1 at dragon for 4Kings. They don't want to try and, obviously risk that one. To lose a dragon and 2 players would be completely counterproductive. And yes, that will be a comfortable dragon to LowLandLions, who take the 2k gold lead here. Top lane, some action going off. Udyr forcing himself to go back to that tower because Nidalee was very aggressive. Already has the level over Udyr. Lands a nice javelin onto Udyr as well. Takes away a few of his bars of health. But any thoughts so far, Enzi? I mean, do you think LowLandLions are going to be kind of on cruise control on this matchup, or do you think that 4Kings lineup is good enough to pull this one back?
I'm not sure. If the farm keeps on with the likes of mid, with Gangplank just absolutely out farming Galio, then I don't think 4Kings have a chance. Bot lane, I was quite surprised Alistair got away. I mean, Galio even popped his ultimate as well, and they still weren't able to get the kill. 3v1, and then the ult came down from Gangplank, slowing all 3 players, and then a beautiful gank was set up from LowLandLions. So I just think 4Kings need to get back into this game, just play as a team, get them really nice ganks off, and just try their hardest.
Indeed, I mean, Ash has gone back due to her first blood and the assist just before from Gangplank. She has got that BF sword, also picked up the Might Shroom, which is also known as the Elixir of Fortitude, and basically she is going to be very, very dangerous at bot lane with the Alistair. Alistair went back, picked up the Philo Stone. Nocturne has just taken himself the Wriggles Lantern. On the opposite side, you're also going to see Shyvana with the Wriggles Lantern, and in fact, Udyr coming in with the Wriggles Lantern of his own. So we have 3 Wriggles on the battlefield right now as it stands. And let's have a quick switch over to Shyvana. She's going to pull down towards Golems. No real action kicking off as of yet. Just back to that kind of farming stage of the game. So let's have a quick look at the creep score differences here. Corki on 60, Ash on 67. Not a huge difference there. How's mid faring? Galio 62, Gangplank 78. So he has managed to plug somewhat of a gap there, and it was about 25 before. So he is pulling it back ever so slightly, but he is still behind. That's for sure. Nocturne on 50, Shyvana 52. Very much similar. Nocturne and Shyvana both have 1 assist. They haven't really been huge plays in this game so far, haven't really been ganking too much, but that's the nature of a Nocturne and Shyvana. They don't have the kind of gank ability that, for example, a Maokai has with, of course, his snare. But saying that, Nocturne has jumped in with Paranoia onto Galio, using Unspeakable Horror as well, and Gangplank's put his ulti down. This is going to be a dead Galio, but they burnt 2 ultimates and a flash for that kill. I don't think they're going to care too much, because if Galio is weakened, he's really not going to play too much of a role a later game. So well played from Gangplank and Nocturne. Not looking good for Galio NC here.
Yeah, that was a great gank. I mean, they did burn a lot of things, but I mean, if you can shut down Galio early game, he is a very big thorn in anyone's side. You know, I mean, he is so strong with that ultimate and stuff, and the damage he can produce, but it looks like he's going to go for the Abyssal Scepter. Did just go back and get the Blasting Wand. Now 65 to 92. So Galio dying is just going to allow Gangplank to farm, and if they land more stuff like that, Galio is going to be so useless.
Absolutely, he will be, and Gangplank currently has a 1 level lead, but there could be a gank kicking off here onto Gangplank, as he has used the ultimate as Galio. Shyvana comes in as well, uses her ulti. This is going to be Gangplank falling to his knees, I assume. Somehow he's still alive. If he escapes this, not going to happen, as the Righteous Gust will come in and take him down alongside Shyvana, plus the fact Nidalee was pushing down from top lane. So Gangplank had absolutely no hope of surviving in that situation. Nocturne did come down to try and help his teammate out, but he's a bit too late there, and Gangplank will go down. Going to pick up the Giant Spell, so looking to pick up the Frozen Mallet here relatively early. In the meantime, Ash has come under heavy fire at bot lane. She did get an Ignite on her, but the heals from Alistair will keep her up and in that lane. Corki, let's have a look what he's building. He has the 2 Doran's Blades, the Berserker's Greaves. Ash, as I said before, has the BF Sword. The farm is 98 to 85 in favour of Ash, so she is slightly ahead, but she's going to recall now, and that's going to give Corki an opportunity to pick up some more score of his own. What is she going to build here? Ash has taken Berserker's Greaves, and she's added a pickaxe with a couple health pots to the tally. So she's looking good here. Nocturne could come in contact with Shyvana, but no, it's nothing's going to happen there, as Shyvana will just put down a ward in the bush. Nocturne watches a pass by. Has been an arrow Ash. An Ash arrow even down the mid. I don't think this is going to do absolutely anything. It misses Galio, but Galio was way back at the inhib. So I guess that was just kind of a preemptive strike from Ash. It was fired right from the spawn. And it's not going to do anything just yet.
Him at the base.
Galio was like, okay. An arrow just flew past my face.
He actually stopped and looked back. He was like, wait, what? What?
He's like, what just happened?
Flying arrow out of nowhere.
Indeed. And it looks like Nocturne is going to give Gangplank this blue. So Gangplank is going to be able to spam away Parlay even more in mid and really cause Galio some problems. Shyvana in the meantime is going to take her opportunity to steal these Wraiths. She's also placed a ward next to the Wraiths on the bush. But pretty much calm sailing for both teams right now. Obviously, you do have a 1.8k goal differential coming out in favour of LowLandLions, and the 1 kill on top of that. But after 15 minutes, I mean, other than a few really quick-fire The ganks. Not a lot's happened. Having said that though, Enzi, as I'm talking, Gangplank is going to get ganked here from Nidalee and Galio. He looks to be taking all in his stride though, but here come 3 players, Alistair, Udyr and Nocturne, pushing up from the river. And nothing is going to happen. Dragon has respawned though, so I think they may try and take this one down. Ash has pulled the dragon, and the 4 players, now 5, are going to try their best. This Gangplank is going to get caught out here from Galio. They're going to chase after Gangplank, but realizing that he is really beefy right now, they're not going to bother to actually chase him down. Now 4Kings using this opportunity to try Dragon themselves. Ash arrow in, will land onto Tarek. Gangplank ulti as well. Shyvana's popped hers. Ultis all over the place. Galio's used his ulti as well. 2 players down. You're going to have Alistair and Tarek, both the supports falling early. Udyr as well from Corki. They're going to try and pick up the kill into Gangplank, but he's so tanky right now. Corki with a beautiful missile to finish off Nocturne. And that's going to be everybody apart from Ash falling. Ash on full health. Absolutely useless in that team fight other than that arrow. So 4 for 1 there in favour of 4Kings. And they've brought that gold tally right back to even. They're going to pick up Dragon as well. Perhaps they're going to go ahead here on gold. Indeed they will. And Ash is watching this. They do have a ward on Dragon. Is she going to try the steal? Can she perhaps get a couple kills? Because obviously Nidalee and Corki are going to be very weak here, but she's going to pull back instead. She did try the steal with the volley, didn't work out, and now LowLandLions are behind by 800 gold.
That was nice. My stream and my whole computer is lagging out while the team fight goes on. I have no idea what is going on. So I need to fix this real quick. But yeah, apparently 4 to 1, quite surprising. We also forgot to mention, Vince, I mean, Gangplank has that scurvy as well, can remove all crowd control effects, so that might be directed towards Galio's way as well, so another nice reason to pick Gangplank against Galio, but I actually missed that whole team fight. I know it was under Dragon, because it kind of froze on Dragon, and yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was 4 for 1, and in the end, a very comfortable victory for 4Kings in the exchange. But yeah, you're completely right. Obviously, Gangplank can eat out of the Galio ultimate, also from Tarek's stun as well. So looking pretty good for him right now. He does have Mercury Treads, Phage, and Ash Arrow once again will land up the backside of Tarek. Here comes the Pulverize as well. Tarek should go down, surely. He tries a flash and just flashes against the wall. How embarrassing was that? But even if he had managed to flash across onto the Dragon Pit, Nocturne was lurking, he would have been dead either way. And they have pulled it back to a 6-5. Probably going to try and push this bottom tower now, as Ash, Gangplank and Alistair, they're going to try and pummel this one down. Shyvana has came down to try and cover this one, but she needs to be careful because Alistair can pulverize her and cause some problems. But here's Corki with the cavalry, and they are going to pull back in mid. Nocturne is now facing off against Galio, and this gives us a little opportunity to actually look at, well actually never mind that. We'll carry on with this fight at bot lane, because for a second I thought it was going to kick off, but it actually hasn't kicked off. So yes, let's have a quick look at the item builds here. You've got Corki has picked up the BF Sword and the Pickaxe, so probably going to be going towards the Infinity Edge. Ash likewise has BF Sword and Pickaxe. And you're going to have Galio with Cloth Armor, Negatron Cloak, Blasting Wand and a Ruby Crystal. So do you think he's going to try for the Abyssal Scepter, Enzi? I mean, it would make sense. Galios do often pick that item.
Yeah, I think what he's kind of doing now, he's kind of building 2 things at once. I mean, he's got the standard boots still, he got the Ruby Crystal instead to give him a bit more health. Going for the Abyssal Scepter and then the Aegis, I do believe, because he has got the Cloth Armor and of course the Ruby Crystal, although he can kind of build an Aegis right now. No, he hasn't got the right magic resist item. So yeah, I think he's just kind of building Abyssal Scepter and Aegis at the same time. He still hasn't even got completed boots yet, which I think he needs to do.
Indeed, and surprisingly enough, no one has built Ninja Tabby boots yet on the 4Kings side. But seems to be going well for them. He has just recalled. Galio does pick up the Aegis of the Legion and the Abyssal Scepter, so he was waiting long enough to pick them both up.
What did I say?
Indeed you did. But he hasn't finished his boots off. Obviously, on his priority list, they weren't at the top. And he's probably gonna, I would expect him to build the Ninja Tabby boots, but who knows, maybe he'll go for Mercury Treads. I have absolutely no idea what's going on in his mind right now. Gangplank with Mercury Treads. He hasn't really built anything else since the last time I mentioned this, apart from Negatron Cloak. And how much gold does he actually have in his bank? He's got over 1,000 gold, so he could actually build up the Frozen Mallet. Could have a team fight here. Alistair's been caught out. And I think they actually got the blue steel as well there. Did they get the blue steal? They did. Shyvana picked the blue
Wow.
up. Sick play from her. The javelin came through from Nidalee, and Shyvana must have smited that as well. And that was looking a bit precarious as the mid tower goes down. So great play coming in from 4Kings. They're now going to be pushing once again. Look at the split from LowLandLions though. This isn't ideal for them. Ash is starting to push towards mid, as is Udyr. This second tower could very easily fall. Indeed it will fall. So that's 2 towers in a row. Just a steamrolling effort from 4Kings. Now going to pull back, steal the race. Probably try and steal that red buff as well, along with the golems. But of course red is down. And they're actually going to kind of camp out on this ward. So perhaps they're trying to bait the whole, oh, we're going Baron kind of thing, waiting to see LowLandLions come through these bushes and pounce on them. That's exactly what they're going to do to Udyr. Udyr is going to fall. No doubts about this whatsoever. Look how quickly he got himself exploded. And now Corki's going to go on to Ash. Ash has to burn that arrow and basically completely wasting her ultimate. Sure, she did stun Corki, but I don't think Corki would have took her down on his own. This is now going to open up the possibility of a 4Kings Baron. But LowLandLions realise exactly what's happening here. They're going to push on as well. Perhaps we could see another Baron steal. All 5 players from 4Kings are trying to take this one down. LowLandLions, of course, are a player down. Udyr has another 6 seconds to respawn. Taric with the stun. Nidalee with a nice javelin. And here comes the ultimate from Gangplank. Can they steal this one out? Alistair on. Nocturne's popping his ultimate as well. Who's going to pick up Baron, though? And it looks like LowLandLions have actually stole Baron and taken down 2 players in the form of Alistair. Galio pops his ultimate, too little too late from him. Gangplank back onto Corki. And that was such a good fight from LowLandLions, managing to steal that Baron and take down 3 players. Udyr should be able to pick up the kill to Galio, who has absolutely no mana whatsoever, taking out Tiger form. But he's actually turned around too early here. So Galio could escape. But no, he's not going to escape. There's the Ignite, and there's Ash to pick up the kill. 9 for 8. And LowLandLions, wowzers, picking up that Baron, getting the overall team victory. And now Nidalee is walking into no man's land. That was absolute fail from Nidalee. She's going to fall. I have no idea why she'd have went face-checking that bush. That was a bit of a failure, to say the least, and she's going to get punished. So 10 for 8. The gold is absolutely identical right now between these 2 teams. And LowLandLions really shifting through the gears now, NZ.
Yeah, what seemed to be a 4Kings domination, a great, ambush for Udyr right there. They had a good first team fight. LowLandLions with a beautiful Baron steal due to that Gangplank ultimate, and then I think a flashover as well to smite it over, and then a double kill from Alistair, the support. He has gone back and bought Charadias now, so that speed up will be in effect. Sorry for that, but 4Kings still no Ninja Tabby boots.
Yeah, which is kind of confusing. I mean, maybe they wanted to focus on their own damage rather than, building defensively. But they are currently getting beat by 2 kills. Still very close though, NZ. I mean, the goal difference is pretty much negligible. There's only 4 towers been taken down, 3 of which have been from 4Kings, 1 from LowLandLions. So it is very, very close. But of course, that Baron is going to give the LowLandLion team that extra punch and the extra bit of damage and sustain that they need to really push forward here. This bot tower is on less than half health. The mid tower is on pretty much full health from 4Kings. Looks like they're now going to focus this bot lane. They don't seem to care a whole deal about the fact that LowLandLions have this Baron. And it will be a 5v5 fight if it kicks off at bot lane, because here comes Nocturne to join the ranks of his teammates. He's staying in that bush for now, doesn't want to give his position away. Maybe wants to give 4Kings a false sense of kind of superiority, but here he is, he's standing there now with his team. So 5 against 5 at bot lane, standing across from each other. This tower is the only thing right now that is keeping LowLandLions this far up, and Nidalee lands a great javelin, but here kicks off the ultimate from Gangplank, and then Galio tries an ultimate of his own, but he's been completely destroyed from Gangplank there. Huge damage coming out. Shyvana should be falling as well. Taric is being beaten over the head from Bearman, Udyr. And basically this was an epic fail from 4Kings. I don't know why you would actually try and engage underneath a tower when the opposition has the Baron buff. That to me is just kind of facepalmage. Ash arrows in, stuns one of their players, the rest of them just jump in like madmen, and then you got Galio just ultimating under the tower. I guess he was trying to save his team, and in that sense it actually worked. Only Galio fell there. So if that's what he's trying to do, fair play to Menzi. But I am still scratching my head at that engage. It was weird.
Well, no Ninja Nabi Boots. Galio has been completely outpicked. 1-3. He was denied early game. He's actually got more farm now than Gangplank, but Gangplank was 6 kills and 2 deaths. Galio is useless. After that ultimate, if he can even land it, Galio's just kind of useless right now. You know, you've got the whole of LowLandLions with the Merc treads as well. So, you know, just... I think it's kind of won right now for LowLandLions.
It's definitely hard to see them falling off from this kind of point. I mean, they are looking very strong. You got Gangplank, who's super tanky right now for 25 minutes through the game. He's 6'2", has the Frozen Mallet. He also has the Cloak of Agility and the Chain Vest, so he will be building that at Mars and Paler. They're going to give him even more AD than he already has. He currently has 171 AD, and after, of course, at Mars and Paler, probably going to be hitting 200 to 220 AD. He's going to be dishing out a lot of damage on top of being super, super tanky. And if you compare that to the mid that he was facing off against in the form of Galio, he only has Aegis of the Legion and Abyssal Scepter, which are fair enough, they're decent items. When you look at Gangplank and you look at Galio, I mean, Gangplank is looking super strong right now.
First of all, I used to do this, but I don't think an Aegis on Galio is all that good. Could probably get something else, maybe Banshees, I have no idea, but just something else. I don't think Aegis is great on a Galio. On a support, yeah, it's good. But on a Galio, I really don't think it's that useful. But hey, he has built it. He has got the Abyssal Scepter as well. Has got the Ruby and Sapphire Crystal. Maybe going towards a Catalyst right now. A Corki with an Infinity Edge and a Zeal. Gonna build that Zeal into a Phantom Dancer, of course. But yeah, it's they're just kind of facing off in mid now. And I think it's either gonna kick off now, or they're going to wait until Baron's up and something's going to happen.
Well, I would expect them to go in sooner rather than later. I mean, Baron has worn off now, so they don't have to worry about that as much anymore. But the damage may have been done, because indeed Gangplank did go back. He did pick up the Atmars and Paler, currently on a 224 attack damage, so he is really a very strong plank right now. And it's kind of hard to see how 4Kings can come back into this. Again, if Galio can land a couple of these ultimates in good positions at the right time, fair enough, they could pick this up. I think the Aegis of the Legion is purely kind of, because obviously you get the global resistances and such and armors. I think that's the reason he's built it up, NC. In the 5v5 fights when he's taunting the opposition, it is going to give the rest of his team kind of the added armor, the added magic resist. But yeah, I'm a bit puzzled by the choice as well. Because it does of course take a lot of his damage away that he can deal. In those team fights, Ash using the arrow more as an escaping mechanism than an engaging one. She was a bit worried about Galio and Shyvana ultimating in there, so she did just pop off the ulti. The reason for that is that Nocturne is currently at top lane, so they are missing a lot of damage there at top. But Nidalee as well was actually back, so that would have been a 4v4 if they'd started it off. And I think it's just going to be a case once again, NZ, of farm, wait for Dragon, and then another team fight's going to kick off once Dragon has respawned.
Yeah, that's what usually happens at, you know, like the 20-25 minute mark. They're going to wait until Dragon or Baron's up, then, you know, they're going to contest it. Maybe one or two players will fall, or maybe even an ace, and then that's going to really set, you know, set the pace of the game. We did see last game, it went on for about 40 minutes, I think, I'm not sure, 30-40 minutes, and it was just backwards and forwards, and maybe that's exactly what's going to happen with this game. It's 11-8, 2k gold differential, you know, a 2 tower difference as well, so really even still. I think it's just going to come down, and I think Baron's up right now.
Baron is up, and I mean, just having a quick look at the scoreboard, Ash and Corki, the two AD carries, are basically identical. They've both got Infinity Edge, both got Azil, both got Berserker's Greaves, they've both got 162 or thereabouts farm. Corki ahead by 2 with 164. So about as close as you'd really ask from these two AD carries. The only downside is that after the AD carry, I mean, it's not looking too good for 4Kings, with the exception of Nidalee. And we did see in a TSM game Nidalee build tanky / AD. This game is the complete opposite. Nidalee is focusing on ability power. She has the Rod of Ages and the Rabadon's Death Cap, but here comes a Dragon from 4Kings. They are probably going to be able to pick this one up before LowLandLions get there. LowLandLions have came down, but 4Kings already nabbed that Dragon from underneath them. But will we see a team engage here as Gangplank eats a Resolute Smite and a Righteous Gust? He is going to pull back though. Udyr gets hit from Shyvana's Flame Breath, but not going to bother him too much. And it looks like that was a completely free dragon from 4Kings. They picked it up very cleanly. No team fight was engaged. And it looks like they are now going to focus on LowLandLions jungle.
Yeah, and only a 700 or 600 gold difference right now between the two. They're just going to farm up in the opposition jungle. I can probably guess it's going to kick off soon though. One of these guys are probably going to go for Baron, the other team will follow, or they might go for exactly what they did last time, and they get in that bush and just try and catch someone out.
Oh, Nocturne's coming in heavy fire here at top lane, and he's actually, due to being caught out, forced Gangplank to pop his ulti for absolutely nothing. Because Nocturne would have escaped regardless there, but Gangplank obviously with the itchy trigger finger wanted to make sure his teammate didn't get dropped. So that is one huge ultimate for LowLandLions out of the equation for the next 90 seconds. Ash Arrow comes in, lands perfectly between Shyvana's eyes, and she should go down here. Galio with the ultimate though, right underneath the tower once again. But this is definitely a team fight that should be won from 4Kings. But look at Ash's damage, she's putting out so much. Nobody has fallen apart from Nocturne so far. I'm absolutely amazed by that. So only one death out of that team fight. And it looks like both teams are now going to start to push back. Although Corki is going to stand there and try and make use of this opportunity and farm himself up. Udyr will stun Galio. Taric back onto Udyr. Can't help but think what would have happened there if Gangplank had his ultimate though, Enzy, because such a good damage dealing ulti, such a good slowing ulti as well under that tower. I think they'd have picked up at least 2 or 3 kills there. But again, Gangplank wasting his ultimate before on Nocturne, who ended up dying anyway. So 11 for 9. And just that somehow 1 kill out of that team fight. I'm still amazed by that.
Yeah, with the Gangplank, you could also say about that, with Shyvana. I mean, Shyvana popped her ultimate as well in that exchange at top lane, and Gangplank popped his, so it's kind of 1 for 1. They're not going to go back for the Baron. A bit surprised at that one. I reckon they would have got it. They had enough HP. LowLandLions were quite low. They would have had to gone back, or they would have went for the steal. Maybe 4Kings just a bit scared that they're going to steal it again. I mean, you've got the likes of Gangplank. Although his ultimate's down, they should have known that. But yeah, maybe they were just a bit cautious. They didn't really want to, push it too much. They got a kill, and that's that.
Absolutely. And if you look at the actual the stats at the top of your screen there, actually 4Kings are ahead on gold and towers, but just behind on kills. So this is incredibly close. Only 1100 gold in this right now in favour of 4Kings. They are 3 towers ahead though, so positioning wise they are definitely looking on top. But I think this Baron is really going to change the ebb and flow of this game. So Baron stands right at the fulcrum of this second game between LowLandLions and 4Kings. You're going to have LowLandLions pushing down mid. Nidalee slightly out of position with Shyvana, but they were just picking up that blue. Nidalee's still there, and that middle tower is going to go down. Had not that much health left though, to be fair, so there was no point in trying to defend it from 4Kings' perspective. And now they're going to all start to push around Baron. Anytime now we could actually see a team fight because all 10 players are around the same area. Baron is so important. There are a few wards down from either side. And now 4Kings is going to start to push out. It really depends on who makes that first slip up, that first little mistake where they get caught out here. Galio has his ultimate off cooldown, but he doesn't have flash off cooldown, so that's going to be difficult for him to get into position and really engage, as I'm sure he wants to. On the other side, Gangplank has his ultimate up. All the ultimates actually stand up for LowLandLions right now. So it is looking like we're going to have a lot of a quiet period here, Enzy, of farming, and then once that 5v5 fight comes, it's going to be an absolute eruption of action here, because it really does depend how this game goes on the next team fight, in my opinion.
Completely agree. I think whoever wins the next team fight has basically won the game.
Oh,
it has to be a bit careful.
Galio's been caught out, Mash's arrow, and the Gangplank ultimate as well. He has been taken down. That was the kind of slip up that I was talking about. You even said, Enzy, Galio is kind of out of position, and he was caught down, and with Galio and his ultimate out of the equation, this is going to give LowLandLions such a huge advantage going on to Baron. But could we see the second Baron steal in this game, more than likely not. And suddenly LowLandLions change their focus onto Shyvana. Shyvana should be going down very shortly. She has the ultimate, jumps back into the fray in the team fight. She's still surviving somehow, and no more kills have gone down, which again I'm scratching my head at. Shyvana refuses to die. She's popping the ultimate, Corki back onto Udyr, so perhaps the team fight could reverse round here in 4Kings' favour. They've also picked up the kill onto Alistair. Corki's damage is absolutely ridiculous. He gets the triple. Now going to be going for that quadra onto Gangplank. And I think Gangplank will be managing to escape. He did flash away. Nidalee, however, is going to jump in as well. Has that Cougar form slowed down heavily from Polly. Can she continue to push the envelope onto Gangplank? I don't think Gangplank's going to survive here. Here comes the Javelin, but it has missed Gangplank. And now Nidalee is still chasing after him. She must be absolutely fuming right now, because she's been slowed about 3 or 4 times, but there you go. She lands the Javelin, snipes down Gangplank, who must have thought he was home and free. And oh my god, that chase from Nidalee. In the meantime, mid tower is going to go down. The inhib is now vulnerable to attack. I would expect that to also be taken out, unless Nocturne can defend this one heroically. I don't think he's even going to bother to attempt this one. So 13-12 NZ, 4Kings out of nowhere. Look, dead and buried in that team fight after Galio went down, but somehow managed to get the victory. And now they're 7-3 ahead on towers. They're about 4.2k gold ahead. And they're also a kill ahead. Huge play coming in from 4Kings.
Yeah, great. It was quite quite funny though, Nidalee just chasing Gangplank down. Gangplank's like, yeah, I'm back. Oh no, a spear. And then just dies. So it's still quite close though, you know. 1 kill in it, there's, you know, a few K gold difference. The dragon has been taken from 4Kings, so that's obviously going to make it even a bigger lead. But I'm not going to count LowLandLions out. I mean, 4Kings make one mistake, and you know it can cost them the game. So it's at that point where LowLandLions have to pull out a play out of nowhere now.
Absolutely. Obviously, the later on in the game that League of Legends gets, the longer you have to sit out if you die. Your respawn times do increase incrementally as the game goes on. So this is really getting towards the dangerous, serious end of the game. But a huge play coming out there from Gangplank, actually. Even though he did die, he dodged like 3 javelins on the way there. He's doing such a good job of surviving. Baron, of course, in amongst all the action that we saw before. Look at Ashe! She takes a javelin to the face, goes from full to a quarter health in a second. And that's going to force her to kind of sit back. If she gets caught once more, she's going to fall. Baron has been started from 4Kings. In fact, it is nearly down here. Can LowLandLions come in? As Ashe gets shut down from a Nidalee arrow out of nowhere. And Ashe gets caught with her pants down. That's going to be a Baron in the meantime to 4Kings. This could be the GG right here. Nocturne has also fallen to Shyvana. And that's going to leave 3 more players left. Udyr is recalling. You've got Gangplank running away, and Alistair running away as well. And in amongst all of that, the Super Minis have pushed towards the Nexus Towers. So you have the full 5 players from 4Kings still pushing up here. And they should actually be able to finish the game now, I think. With Baron, they should definitely be able to pull this one out. First Nexus Tower's gone down. The GG well played have been coming out from LowLandLions. And of course, 4Kings are now going to pull this game back to 1-1 NZ. Galio's going to try a last-ditch effort with his ultimate. Does absolutely no damage whatsoever, but it doesn't matter because his team finished off the Nexus. That's going to be 1-1 NZ. What a couple of games we've had so far. Awesome stuff.
There's just no separation, you know, between these two teams, and I think this is the first time in a best of 3 we've actually gone down to the 3rd map. So really just great stuff coming out from both teams. Close stuff as well. I'm going to look really forward to, you know, the 3rd matchup between these two. It's just going to be great.
Oh man, I'm still enjoying that spear that Nidalee threw. She hit 2 in a row onto Ashe. It's just so much damage. Of course, Nidalee was building full ability power, and that second Ashe completely crippling Ashe there. A second arrow crippling Ashe, sorry. And yeah, we'll be going into the 3rd game. I'm not sure how long this is going to take, but should we go for a quick break? Alright, we're going to throw out a quick commercial break, guys. We'll be back in the next couple minutes for game number 3 of the Corsair Vengeance Cup playoff matchup between LowLandLions and 4Kings. It stays right now at 1-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.